Hey, this is Commander Bacon with Commander Bacon 64, and today we're going to show you some field day fixes. So if you're out in the field and you got a bad end on one of your coax cables, we're going to show you how to do it. So stick around. All right, this is Dennis. He's going to show us how to do it. He's going to use crimp-on coax ends. So.
Yeah, this is a, I went to start doing crimp-on connectors because they're easier, they're faster to use, and they're more solid. They make more solid, physically mechanical solid connection, so that and you don't have to worry so much about soldering the shield and getting the shield to make good contact. It does that for you, which is always on the solder-on connector. Soldering the shield to the connector is always the hard part, to get enough heat applied and all that. So anyway, this takes care of that. So what we want to do is we kind of take our and you can get different SO2 PL259s that do this, different types. This one has a removable pin. Some of them have the pin already built in, but you just drop it in there, and it sits in there like a regular pin. But you want to make sure that you're cutting your coax. This is the other critical part, is cutting this jacket back at the right length. So if you see your shield, your crimp collar is going to go around this, and it's going to capture the shield. The shield will fit up around this crimp collar. This crimp part here, and the collar will crimp around that to make contact. So you want to cut it so that you leave some shield for that to slip up over this. So this will make sense here in a minute. I'll show it to you. So I want to cut this. I want to cut all the jacket off and the inside off at that point. So we'll get it. These are really handy if you get coax cutters like this. This makes it a lot easier. So we'll cut that at the point where I have my finger, and we'll go around several times. We want to cut all the way through the shield. So then you come up with, takes the shield and everything off, and then we want to come up with a length that'll leave the center conductor to come all the way up into that pin. So that's about right, because my shield's going to come up over this part here, and the center conductor is going to go up inside that pin. So I want to strip back the center conductor right about there. When you're pulling this off, you want to twist in the same direction. If you have stranded coax center conductor, you want to twist it the same direction as your center conductor so it doesn't come apart. All right, that comes off. Lost a little bit of the center conductor with it. So now we're going to feed this center conductor into that pin that's in the middle there, so that it goes up inside there. I'm just going to measure right now, make sure we got the right length. Now this is the problem with stranded, that it tends to come apart Yeah, if you don't hit it just right. So let's do this. How about that? We'll push the pin up in there, get that started. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. So now I just need to cut back enough jacket here to slip up over this without cutting the shield. I want to leave the shield in place, just cut the jacket. So to do that, we're going to use a knife, because if you use that, it will cut through the shield. So we'll take our knife and we'll use it just to trim back about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, 3/8 of an inch maybe, of the shield, or the jacket rather. Just enough to give us a shield that will slip up over that crimp section. My technique is then to slice that sideways like that. It would help if I had my better knife. That's okay. All right. There we go. So So we leave that shield in place, and now when we slip this over, get my pen back in here. So we get our center conductor in, is set, and then we push this down on top of the shield, like so. Try to get it right down up against the jacket there. So now you can see the shield is resting on top of that collar.
It's not focusing. Hold it over here.
So you can see the shield is resting on top of that collar, and that's what's going to make the contact with the shield to provide the ground essentially for that. So then we slip our crimp collar up over that.
Important tip: put that slip collar on first before
Yes.
you ever start doing it.
Yeah, you want to put, if you get this far and you haven't put the collar on, you got to go back and slip the collar on. Of course, you haven't soldered anything,
Right.
so you can just, it's real easy to take it apart and put the collar on if you do make that mistake. All right, and this is a little bit tricky because you want to try to hold everything together while you're crimping this. And you need a good set of crimpers and with the right die. These dies are different. This is an RG8 die. They make them for RG8X. They're a little bit smaller. And these dies, just you unscrew them and you can replace them with whatever size die you need. You can also use these dies for Anderson power poles. I mean, they make dies for this, for crimpers that fit Anderson power poles. So it becomes a real handy tool. All right, so we get it in there, get it lined up, and then you just crimp it down. Take both hands. And once it's done, there you go. And that ain't going nowhere, as we like to say in the South.
Yeah. Good deal.
That's it.
So, good job, Dennis. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for the demonstration.
Sure.
All right. I hope that was helpful for everybody. Quick, easy way to do it. Just got to buy some specialized tools, which isn't a big deal. We kind of do that anyway with ham radio. So we'll see you next time. 73 from Whiskey Alpha 4, Charlie Bravo. Commander Bacon signing off.